All right, so a very interesting Sprint Grand Prix in Brazil. If you didn't watch, I'll go and review the whole thing for you. Okay, off the bat, comment I wanted to make. Although Verstappen qualified behind Norris, Norris had the outside and Verstappen had the inside. If you're a F1 historian like myself, this is almost identical to Prost getting second to Senna, but having the inside with the cleaner side of the track, or the dirtier side of the track with more grip. And it didn't make sense that at Brazil that you would not have the inside if you got pole position. Now let's get away from that for a second. Verstappen started a little bit faster than Norris, got him into the first turn, and pretty much stayed that there for the entire Grand Prix. Now I know you're thinking, oh, was it completely boring? No, this was the most fucking exciting sprint race since Qatar, and I think the Qatar Sprint Grand Prix and this Sprint Grand Prix was probably better than 90% of the full Grand Prix this entire season. There was fighting everywhere, from second place to 14th place the entire race. There was interchanges. Norris was gotten by Russell at first. Then he got back Russell. Then Perez got back Russell. Then Perez was fighting with Russell and Hamilton. Then the Ferraris were fighting nonstop with some of the guys. And believe it or not, the results are Verstappen first. Okay, we were kind of thinking that result. I said all weekend that I thought the Mercedes was going to actually challenge them on pace, not a qualifying snafu or some sort of weather that would affect these cars. But that was not the case. Perez third, playing it safe. That's important for him in the championship if he wants to beat Lewis Hamilton to second. Russell fourth. Russell at one point got up into second place early on in the Grand Prix. Looked like he was going to challenge Verstappen, was staying within that DRS zone within that 1 second. Could possibly challenge him for a victory here, if not here, Sunday during the Grand Prix. That's not the case. The Mercedes are not as fast as here as they were last season or in general. Leclerc fifth. Leclerc pretty much stayed fifth the entire Grand Prix. No man's land. Didn't put much of a fight of anything. He's turning into Carlos Sainz of the past, where he just holds a position the entire time. Tsunoda sixth. This is huge. The AlphaTauri of Yuki Tsunoda got six. I know they've been one of the worst teams all season. Absolutely just a garbage team. He gets sixth. Now let me tell you, in the last closing laps of the race, he came up on Hamilton after Hamilton had been passed by Leclerc. Last three laps, Tsunoda sucks up on him, gets around him, comes flying by on the straight, the checkered straight, and gets him. And I thought he was going to get got after he went down the hill again onto the second DRS straight. But he separates himself from Hamilton. He beat him by over a second and a third in the entire race. It must be so embarrassing to show up here as Mercedes. Toto Wolff was in the garage, ready as ever to see them challenge for something of success. Hamilton was beaten on pure pace by Yuki Tsunoda in AlphaTauri. That would be unbelievable earlier in this season. Just incredible, and must be so demoralizing for not only Hamilton but the entire team that an AlphaTauri can show up here. Because usually, I said at Mexico, all right, maybe the AlphaTauris are fast because the Red Bulls are fast because they're kind of designed, they're a sister team. The Red Bulls haven't been totally dominant here. I know Perez was coming up, but Norris pretty much held him off the entire time. But for them to be that fast here is just incredible. Hamilton seventh behind him. Carlos Sainz in eighth. Was being hunted down by Ricardo, again another AlphaTauri in ninth. A huge portion of the race, wasn't able to get him in the end. Piastri 10th. Alonso 11th, Stroll 12th, Gasly 13th. A lot of fights between Alpine and Aston Martin the whole time. Ocon 14th, Albon 15th, Magnussen 16th, Zhou 17th, Hulkenberg 18th, Bottas 19th, Sargent 20th. If you want to see some real passing, I'd watch this Grand Prix. If you recorded it or you can catch it somewhere, it was a passing extravaganza. Probably the most passes we've seen per lap capita the entire season. Absolutely great. The race will probably be even more exciting. Can anybody challenge Verstappen? Well, unless there's some weird pit strategy. I mean, Norris could maybe try an undercut here because he stayed pretty close to him most of the race up until the end. He got dropped a little bit, but if there is weather, anything can happen. And but no, I think really Verstappen will win it. But trust me, from second all the way down to 15th tomorrow is going to be a war, and it's going to be great. Now, I'd love to see AlphaTauri move up in the championship even further, because right now they were in like no man's land the entire season, like one of the worst teams other than Haas. And now with this championship point that Sonoda just got them, I mean, what are they at? They're going to be tied with Alfa Romeo. They're tied with Alfa Romeo at the moment. And Alfa Romeo ain't getting shit for the next two races. If they can get past Alfa Romeo and they've already gotten past Haas, I don't think they'll catch up to Williams. It's a 12-point gap. They'd have to have some super results tomorrow. It's possible. I mean, if Sonoda got up into sixth today, a sixth in a regular Grand Prix would pay out 8 points. All right, that would get them very close. Now, can AlphaTauri hunt down Williams towards the end of the season? If they perform like this in Las Vegas and Abu Dhabi, it's possible. It's definitely possible. But we'll have to see. Come back 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I will be doing a live commentary watch along with Big Guy. And check out our channel. Like, subscribe. Let me know what you think below. Thank you.